Drop it there, fellas. Oh, come on. Frank, check the breaker.
Alright guys, here we are for our Let's Talk on Batman Arkham Origins.
A lot of problems I've seen to have with Arkham Origins. It seems like it has a lot of promises in the game and that it can really be beneficial, but it seems like with a lot of the characters that they added in, and there's a lot more newer stuff that they should have done in the older game before they brought it to Origins. Like the Batsuit, that one looks so much newer compared to the one that was in Arkham
more high tech
City. And then a lot, like, when I saw through the previews, when Batman was up on the gargoyle, he shot a grapple, and it shot from one guard to the other, brought them two together, and it knocked them out. But that's an older gadget in Arkham Origins, but that's never been introduced in an older game. So it's like, now it's like, it's not really so much as an older game that they're trying to bring back, or like a new storyline from the beginning. Now they're just trying to bring two games together, a new and an old. So it's not really anywhere related to the story at all. It's just I just look at it as a brand new Batman game.
The thing that I think is negative is, I just watched the Deathstroke, and half the moves are just ripped off of Robin and some from Nightwing, which I don't like. The detective mode in it is supposed to be like really cool and all, but I think it's just useless, really. I mean, why would you need to turn back time to see what's going on? He's the greatest detective. He doesn't need to do that in order to find a clue.
Yeah, they're actually really starting to take away a lot of his mental ability. They're it's not making him look like much of a detective anymore, because a lot of it was a lot of mental. Instead, now that they're making everything rely on technology now, so that's where they're making him look like he's getting his smarts from. And to me, it's just a personal insult to the Batman, as well as a lot of the characters, like the original voices and stuff like that, like the Joker, for instance. I was just disappointed. You're taking away a legend from that, and it's just a voice. To me, I just feel like it doesn't fit right with the characters.
Well, another thing with the dude who did the old character, I can't remember his name, but the Joker in Arkham Asylum in Arkham City, he's done. He's done. He's not going to do it anymore for the rest of any games, which I'm okay with, but because he's giving other people a chance to do their voices and stuff. But I don't know.
I'm also interested in a lot of the characters. Like, they never really revealed much of a roster yet. Yeah. But what I've heard from a lot of, I guess it seems like one of their discussion videos or something like that, they've been trying to bring back a lot of the they're trying to add a lot more female rosters. And, like, another disappointment to me was a lot of the, like, the Copperhead trailer. That was a huge disappointment to me, because what I used to watch, like, through the Justice League series and all that stuff, Copperhead was a male. And he worked, with Lex Luthor and all these other, like, little gangs. But that was a male character. Now they're taking the Copperhead, and now they're changing it into a female assassin. It just doesn't work well together. I just feel like it looks more like Cheetah now than it does ever Copperhead. But they haven't gave too many hints about any sort of female roster. Maybe they're bringing back Harley Quinn. I'm not sure. Maybe Catwoman. I have no idea. All they're saying is they're trying to up the female roster, so just adding Copperhead, I just don't know whether that's enough for a female roster.
Yeah, and good thing they're not changing the combat as bad as they would be, but it's still 75% the same. So that's a good thing, but also a bad thing. And the same part, which is the moves are most likely going to be almost all the same, which kind of sucks.
I also agree with that. I mean, I feel like they should change a lot of things up, like you pointed out with the whole Deathstroke.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a killer assassin. He should be using pistols, guns, knives, swords, whatever his artillery gives him. I mean, he's a world-class assassin. He's been paid $50 million to kill the Batman. But he's going to go easy on all these common crooks and just beat them with a pole.
Yeah.
It's way out of character. That's not like the Deathstroke I know.
Because in the combat, he didn't use a sword or guns. His staff shot like a blaster at him.
Yeah, it looked like some sort of dart shooter or something like that.
I don't even know.
But, I mean, it didn't kill him. We know that for sure. But, I mean, it's like, I don't know. They definitely got to do a lot of work. I felt like if they took their time with Deathstroke, really worked with him, he could have been an impressive character.
For my opinion, I'm looking forward to Blackgate more than the other one.
Blackgate?
You don't know what Black Gate is?
No.
It's the iPod version, iPad.
Oh, okay.
It looks amazing, but it's a side scroller,
Oh wow, really?
and yeah, it's pretty cool. Because I thought it was the actual game.
Mhm.
I was like, "What is this? The game?" I was like, "Holy crap!" And then I commented and was like, "This sucks." And the guys, one of the dudes, commented back and was like, "No, this is for the other versions." You know what I mean?
Oh,
Black
see,
Gate.
so it's like the same thing as like with Injustice: Gods Among Us, how they came it out for iPhone
Yeah.
and stuff like that,
And Arkham City.
and Arkham City. Okay, so
Arkham
I
City
understand that.
sucked.
Yeah.
But I'll show you later. It's got amazing graphics. So what else are we gonna talk about here?
I'd like to see who they're gonna bring back a lot, because it seems like through the trailer, it looks like everyone's working together. But then another thing that's really disappointing me through the trailer is like it seems like Bane and Joker were working together through the beginning, maybe not happily, but there was like some sort of co-op between them. And I mean, this is like a bounty for their head. I wouldn't let the Joker play like 5 to 10 minutes alone with Batman, and if I was Bane. You know, Black Mask goes to all this trouble to spend all this money for one guy to kill him, and then they seem to be doing like this toying with him,
Yeah.
and they seem to be, you know, just messing with him mentally. And then now what they're going to do is they're adding in the multiplayer mode, where now you're playing as two different gangs, the Jokers and and Banes. And it's disappointing to see how there's now a multiplayer in it, and I just think it's just ruining it greatly, because now you're playing as gang members, but now you also have to worry about 2 other multiplayers, so now it's a triple threat match, it looks like from the trailer, between Joker's gang, Bane's, and then now you have to worry about Batman and Robin.
Yeah.
So it just seems unfair to me. I don't know how the game layout is going to be. Maybe they're going to make Batman and Robin at a disadvantage. I'm not sure from what the gadgets I saw on the Crooks, but I just feel like as if Batman and Robin are really going to throw the game off in the multiplayer completely. It's just a huge advantage. I mean, you're going up against the Dark Knight, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I kind of forgot what I was going to say. What was it? I can't remember at all, actually.
But now I'm looking more forward to a lot of the movesets I'd like to see. I would love to see the storyline played out. I'd like to see some of the classic characters back. Like I'm impressed with the Joker's costume. I'm impressed with, but I'd like to see, you know, something more on the lines like Penguin, you know, maybe Harley Quinn, Deathstroke. I mean, I'm impressed with these characters, but I feel like they should bring back a lot more than what from what I've seen. I feel like they could do so much more.
Yeah. Oh, they have the armored suit in there too, from back of Arkham Asylum. Did you see that?
Mm-hmm.
We're watching the trailer to Black Gate right now. I really don't know what to say. The good things, well, it's graphics are increased a little bit. The game is a lot like. Oh yeah, I remember what I was saying. I don't think they should have put Joker in this one. They should have left him out, because it kind of ruins the outlook on Joker. And they're probably going to change a lot of things about Joker, like how he acts and all that, just because he's younger. But really, he probably acts about the same as he was when he's older. He's the same amount of crazy.
That's another thing that disappointed me, was this seems like it doesn't have much of a relation between Batman Arkham Origins, and then it would be the Asylum, then the city. But I just don't see like how they were going to tie in the Arkham Origins to the Asylum or Arkham City. I just don't see, like, are they supposed to be related somehow, or like is this just a total new game that they're going to end up trying to restart, like reboot?
And I don't even know if Arkham is Arkham Asylum even does it exist in that? Because I think, isn't he supposed to be going back to Blackgate or something?
From what I remember, in the end of Arkham City, there was a lot of work that needed to be done, so I don't know, maybe he cleaned it up with the super criminals, maybe it's still there, I don't know, that's why I'd like to know. I wish they, instead of going back in time and restarting from scratch, I wish they would have continued it, you know, maybe, or instead of Arkham City, now they say, alright guys, we're gonna make Arkham Apocalypse or something like that, you know,
Yeah.
or Arkham Catastrophe, something that drags on the storyline just a little more till we can get closure. What happens to Joker now that he's dead? You know, what happens to Harley Quinn? Does she go on her killer rampage, or does she stay as Joker's, you know, hench girl for the rest of her life. I don't know. Does Catwoman finally leave? Does she take up a new role as a hero, or is she still a villain now? It's just there's so many questions that are left. Like Poison Ivy, Batman never engaged her in Arkham City at all.
Yeah, no.
It was just a Catwoman storyline. But what happens to Ivy? Does she still sit in that building, or there's just so many things that are left out. Zaz, like what happens to all the super criminals? Everything is gone. Like there's nothing. There's no closure to anything.
And the thing about Joker is there's a bunch of a commotion going on about when they make the next game after Arkham Origins, if he's still alive, because there's all hints that he's still alive and stuff. But what I was telling you the other day about the different creators making Arkham Origins, but they're going back in time because of the fact. So when Rocksteady comes back to do the next game, they can just like lead it off from where it left off at Arkham City, which is good that they're giving other people a chance to make the game and try to see if they can, make them some money or whatever the hell they're doing. But it kind of ruins. It just kind of ruins the feel. It's like if anyone's ever played Amnesia, the first one was great, a lot of scares, a lot of story, but the second one, A Machine for Pigs, sucked because it was all story, and it's just different people made it, and it just ruined it.
That's another thing I'm kind of leaning towards. I'm really hoping with Origins, now that they'll actually balance them out between storyline and the time that it is to take it. Like, for Arkham Asylum, I felt like it took me longer to really beat that compared to Arkham City. I felt like through Arkham City, it took me less than maybe 2 days at the most.
Yeah,
tops to maybe
really
beat
easy.
The storyline. Compared to Arkham Asylum, they really dragged it out longer. But see, I felt like with Arkham Asylum, they shouldn't have dragged it out that far. Maybe they could have reduced the time, and with Arkham City, they should have dragged it out longer. It's just, it feels like it's like a yin and yang kind of thing, where it's like these things should have been switched in order to make them really good.
Arkham Asylum, when they made that, they probably didn't know it was gonna become a big hit and everyone was gonna like it. So they wanted to make the game as good as they possibly can, which it was a really good game. I still play it now because Arkham City won't work for some reason. So yeah, is that all you want to talk about? Or you got something else?
No, I think it's it.
All right, so we're gonna end the episode here, guys. Thanks for watching. Peace.